NRG versus FURIA, an elimination match to earn a chance to play FaZe in the lower bracket semis.
It's an absolute mess of a race to get to Boston, and both of these teams on the outskirts trying to punch their way in. Long-time North American favorites, NRG. Can they get their first top four in what feels like forever? Or will FURIA bounce back after a disappointing performance against Space Station Turtle?
And they're playing their first best of 7 in what feels like forever. NRG have only played 3 best of 7s all season long. 2 in fall, and the most recent one was in the Winter Open. And finally, they get their shot at a long series. It's up against FURIA, who unfortunately could not take the dub against Space Station Gaming. And 85% of the chat believes in this NRG squad. Do you, Jorby?
I mean, look, NRG, they've got one of the most fervent, passionate fan bases in Rocket League, and they're finally seeing their team go deep in a tournament. That you understand why all the votes fall their way. And FURIA, you know, they've run into a couple of tough matches. Really, it's one team this split that's doing them in, and that's Space Station. NRG, typically when they've matched up against them, FURIA have been able to take care of business against them. But it's a different Garrett, and it's a different Squishy on the pitch right now. A great pass, NRG on the board first.
And honestly, it's a different NRG today. The pass coming across. Gary G has 2 players on him. He's got to get around on the left side of the backboard. Beautiful control, beautiful finish, and a beautiful start for NRG, who look to be in a different form today.
Oh, Justin, good first touch. Second follow. Yan gets the touch, but Garrett off the ceiling for control. Squishy waits for it. And NRG right off the kickoff, right back to the offense. Squishy drives it right through one, and Yan will get the clear out. But, you know, Squishy in particular, Turtle, has had an excellent weekend. Probably one of his better weekends in a while. It's absolutely contributed to NRG getting to this point. But Garrett and Justin, he always brings his game. Garrett in particular today, it's like he's getting better every game that he ends up playing today. Lost on the reset, easily challenged.
Yeah, and I think we all got flashbacks to, you know, Gary G a couple seasons ago with his striking and how clutch it was. Gary G, you know, you'd see him go up for a double tap or any opportunity to take a shot on net, and you know it's going to be a deadly one. And previously today, especially against G2, he was hitting double taps, he was hitting crazy corner shots, the accuracy was there. And then you mentioned Squishy, his impact on the defensive side has been one that we haven't seen in quite some time. But they're gonna have to keep it up against FURIA, who have some ridiculous mechanics, and it looks like they're just getting warmed up now in this game, unless Squishy can deny them quickly, looking for a backboard read. Back over to Garrett on the left side.
Garrett's fighting with purpose today. He sees a shot, he's taking it, and picks up a demo. Squishy getting pull shot into the ball. Garrett lets it fly high. Justin off the board! Great save from Yan. Lost on the runaway. He's got 2 to beat. Can't fake out Garrett, who's just running at supersonic right now, Turtle. He is hungry, and at least his car speed's showing it.
Yeah, and there's no hesitation. Even Gary G didn't get mind-gamed on that one from Lost, who wanted to go for a fake, and Garrett just flew at the ball. Got to show the confidence on the field, but confidence can only get you so far when the king is shooting on the other side.
I'm surprised this got through. This one high, Justin going for that bounce, and Garrett, little misread as he came. Actually, I wasn't on Garrett's cam, so saying misread is totally just assuming what happened to Garrett. I just saw him landing on the ground, but I was looking on Justin's cam. There's that high touch initially from Card that just took the rotation out. Justin trying to get the bump onto Lost. You know, Card started out with a hat trick against Space Station, but then went quiet the rest of the series, and Garrett looks to quiet FURIA right back down.
And look at the impact Squishy's having. Into the corner, keeps it to himself, past Yan, and then that's a big miss, who I believe it was Lost, who flew behind that ball, needed to get a touch from the ceiling, couldn't find that read. NRG back on top.
Lost in the winter split, Turtle, speaking of him, talking a little bit about his discomfort just joining North America. You know, he was pre-jumping a lot of plays, double committing where he shouldn't, turning up field as third man, and just all around an overly risky style, and it really spoke to his discomfort. This split, in most of their matches, you haven't seen that same Lost. But when you get into matches like this, the tense, the pressure kicks up a little bit more. Those mistakes start coming out again. He doesn't have as much control, as much command as he usually does, and they need Lost to be in that prime form if they have hope here against NRG, who continue to push the ball out. Lost, last man here, will be able to get a touch, avoid Justin, and trying to break out here for FURIA.
And I've been on his cam for the past 2 minutes. He does seem quite hesitant on where to go and how to incorporate himself in the rotation. He did get a good bump there, which opened up a shooting lane, but quickly blocked by Justin, who has been popping off with the solo plays. I've been impressed with his ability to create a lot of space for NRG, but here we go, back towards FURIA, and we'll see what possession is gonna do for them. Back out into the midfield, and my word, look at NRG go. There's barely any laps in rotation, Jordan.
And FURIA's bread and butter going with that headhunting play downfield while second man has the ball. You know, it was happening against Space Station, and it's happening here against NRG. Both teams are ready for it. NRG have avoided those demo attempts. Space Station were doing the same, avoiding a lot of those attempts. You know, FURIA doing better trying to mix up the play, but when it comes to that physical style, it's been difficult today to get by Space Station, and now NRG Lost. Not able to get back to it. That little chip slows them down. NRG, excellent defense here in game number 1. Garrett started it off with a banger of a shot. Lost, last chance.
Not over
on
yet.
The catch, he lets it bounce, and Garrett makes sure that NRG get that game 1 win.
Garrett was on his case that entire time, trailing behind the ball, making sure to get a touch on it and lose the possession for FURIA, who could not find any form of comfort throughout the entirety of game 1. They were going for flip resets, they were trying to dribble the ball, even took it into the air for a couple of air dribbles, but there was always an answer, always a response from an NRG player to get in the face of FURIA and deny any shot coming through. Fantastic defense, and that's another instance where you heard Gary G talking about it in the interview. He said all the time NRG historically have just been holding on the defensive side, and this feels like that exact same story where they're up by a goal and they can just casually and calmly take the win, even if it's a close one, Jorby.
That's like that vintage NRG, right? Able to stop you, and then they hit you with an aggressive defense that you can't seem to break down. And same thing kind of came to fruition. It was a little more advanced that time. They had to avoid, like I said, a lot of bumps early on in that game. Garrett started off about as well as you could with an excellent pass over to Squishy. And then, like you said, it was just a great job managing the space, managing their rotation, not giving FURIA any real space for mechanics or passes. Lockdown game from NRG. Trying to keep the sweep train going here on Forbidden Temple.
Also trying to break that curse. NRG are 0-3 against FURIA this season. And this is the number 8 team up against the number 9 team in the season standings. You know, they're close in a lot of points here, Jorby, and that just means it's more impactful every game. Every win, of course, means that much more for these players. And it's going to come down to what feels like 1 or 2 series at the end of all of this in the season.
I mean, not even just season points, but also the split points, which FURIA are certainly concerned about. They need to make the major if they have hope to make the World Championship. But for NRG, you know, they're in that 10th place spot, winning here and taking FURIA down a peg, as well as all of the other results that have happened this weekend. That's just even more massive for them heading into the the spring invitational in a month. Right now, NRG, they've started off on the same foot. Solid push here on the rotation. Squishy, hard shot, just a little wide. Garrett closes it down. No space at all for FURIA. Squishy's right there as well. Justin in front of the midfield line. You see Lost just no power on that touch. He didn't have any boost, but the lane was already cut off before he even made contact.
Oh, but here goes Yan off the ceiling, had the flip reset. Lost doesn't want to go for the ball and kind of confused. Card comes in late as that third man. You normally expect him to be there much faster. These rotations out of FURIA have been all over the place. Maybe it's because they're expecting to get through at certain areas.
I think they're second-guessing themselves a little bit. I mean, our Card was expecting Lost to go. I think Lost felt a little awkward on that big pop-up. I thought Card was going to go. It's almost the opposite problem of what they had last split, which was too many cars going for the same ball. But definitely have overthought the progression at times. Yan can do downfield. Not really using each other on that play. You had a little bit of space, but Yan just opts for the center air dribble. They don't really get much done. NRG still have the ball.
It looks so awkward for FURIA, but there is a positive note, and that is the fact that for the past minute or so, they've just been throwing mechanics at NRG's midfield line, attempting to break through. Meanwhile, NRG, they started out in the first 30 seconds with a lot of aggression, and here they go again, finding the right rhythm to move out on offense. Gary G has some space. What's he gonna do with it? Over Card, potentially, who did get a little piece of it, and Yan can smoothly dribble this out, but lost control and gave it right away to Squishy. A bit of a defensive blunder, and FURIA are just giving all this space and free real estate to NRG.
Lost, kind of picking his spot in that rotation a little too early, like you were saying. Just kind of swings out, wants to protect that boost, and you do that because you're in the second man spot. You think third man's going to come and back you up, but third man needed some help and was expecting Lost to at least find a touch there, but he swung out and got that boost before the play developed. Yeah, things really not clicking here for FURIA, but they are clicking for NRG. We talked about the pressure they've been mounting, this aggressive rotation on offense that they've had all Forbidden Temple, and it's absolutely smothering FURIA. They can't get out. Justin closing them down here. Just pushes Lost off the ball. Garrett next up pushes that one across. Garrett, no bump onto Yan, and they're still gonna struggle to get out. Card can't even go for it. Lost has to push it out to the side. Nobody from FURIA has any boost as they try to desperately move that ball out, and still they're losing in midfield. Squishy just waits. Not gonna get that touch though. Card able to get 250s, but FURIA still trouble breaking beyond the midfield. Last chance here for Lost. Got the bump push, and it's too high anyway. Squishy kills it to the corner.
That play was developing, and here comes Squishy. That third man presence for him to still have his teammates back. That's what's kept NRG in this tournament thus far, and he continues to do so. Look at him go, wasting more time, almost getting the 50-50 dub. Gary G bumps Yan out the way, which means Lost has to go for a solo play. Flip reset opportunity, but Justin, stoic on the goal line, patience throughout everybody's veins on NRG, and they've still got the lead as we approach the final 60 seconds.
Lost goes for control. Justin followed him quickly. Card gets by 2 on the double commit from NRG, but all of FURIA were rotating back. They need another chance. But Yan, it's just a pop to buy time. Lost got deleted. Now all of FURIA gotta hurry up. Yan gets a little bit of control. Card trying to get downfield.
There's so much space too. Oh, and now Garrett's up.
Took too much time though.
What? Oh, it's so uncomfortable. And what? I don't even know what's happening right now. There's so much space on the field, Jorby. And FURIA don't look like they want to take it unless Card with a pre-jump. It would have been nasty. It would have been dirty, but Justin has NRG's back.
I think that was going to be tough, even if he did have a little bit more boost. Justin, ball taken away from Yan, or by Yan, but it's NRG fully in the driver's seat right now. Squishy, first lead on the ball. Justin following him. He's through. FURIA, no chance. Only 3 shots on net on Forbidden Temple. A last heroic shot. And Squishy with the heroic save. Yan, another pop off the corner. Lost control, but all of NRG are there on the wall. They will not back down. NRG up by 2.
2-0. Controlling the pace, winning every challenge imaginable, and stuffing FURIA on the goal line. And of course, you have to mention Squishy, that last second save. While it wasn't anything ridiculous, the fact that he was there, the positioning, and having his team and holding them tight in that lead was absolutely ridiculous. A masterclass there in rotations. And NRG, Jorby, I don't know about you, but they have been playing awkwardly slow, and I think it's surprising FURIA, who love to play fast. FURIA, the pace of play they're used to is not this slow, and I don't want to say dumbed down, but as simple as what NRG are going for on this pitch, excuse me. And I feel like it's really throwing off FURIA in every rotation.
It's the fundamentals. NRG playing solid fundamentals. Look at Justin's
He's vibing.
Right
he's
like that's
chilling.
That's vibes.com/Justin. Check it out. NRG.
I wonder what song he's vibing.
Bro, look at him go. He's like, woo!
Oh,
man, he's getting me hype over here.
Squishy's got like this dramatic like angle. The camera's tilted a little bit.
Like Mozart or something. Like he's just chill. He's like, yeah, we're cool.
Yeah. I mean, he has to. You've seen the saves that Squishy has to get in this game.
He has to be chill.
It's unreal. And FURIA look so out of place. Every dribble, every slow approach, like this from Garrett. He's keeping it to himself. He could have banged off the backboard, and FURIA don't know what to do with it. It should have actually been a goal, because Justin, with a clear shot on net, is gonna wish he had a second chance at that, but still, starting out strong is NRG.
This has to feel great for NRG, at least the start of how all this has gone. You mentioned earlier, they're 0-3 against FURIA this season. Like, when you've lost so many times against a team, but you're finally putting together a good performance, going up against a team who you haven't beaten could very well kill the momentum that you've built. But NRG have just taken that, and you know, Garrett has really manifested what he said in that post-game interview. It's like, we don't know what happened. The pressure just kind of melted away, and we don't really feel it anymore. It shows.
Yeah.
I don't see a pressured NRG on the field right now. I see a dominant NRG on the field right now. Look at Garrett.
Yeah.
Again. His control has been excellent in this game.
Well, there's so much space that NRG are intelligently giving to FURIA, and then right when the time is needed for them to push forward in the challenge, they find it. Garrett G also getting saves off the post and out. It's all going in favor of NRG.
Well, FURIA got to be sick of seeing the ball being saved off the inside of the post. How many times did that happen against Space Station? I mean, they set the whole house at LJ, and it didn't even seem to matter. You got to feel like you can't even buy a goal if you're FURIA in these last two series. This one kicked out. Yan trying to be fast, but it simply doesn't matter. Card again from the midfield, able to drill through one, but can they actually get by second man of NRG? Yan's able to buy some time. Lost is never going to get to that ball. So they're starting to form something on offense, but that's that carry from Squishy. Look how far back Yan pulled off. Lost was also back. Yan didn't want to commit on that play. They're respecting NRG on this push, but they finally break through. He had to get past the last defender. Not on target. Card jumping for it, but he's way late. Now one to beat for Squishy. There's nobody back. Nobody home, and it's NRG's pitch.
It looked like momentum was building for FURIA, and Yan, his last back, he backflipped on the goal line. He had to go up for the shot, had to meet the challenge in the air, accidentally flipped backwards, and just gives another free net away. FURIA are crumbling under this pressure applied by the blue team.
Our North America's darlings really putting this run together right now. They've been down bad so long. But look at the boys right now. They're moving down with purpose. Garrett's just letting it roll. He's in FURIA's head.
I mean, that's the space that I'm talking about. And Squishy is just backing up. He's putting it in reverse. Terry, I don't even know what's happening right now. FURIA expect there to be a player challenging. They expect themselves to not have this space. And then whenever they're presented with it, they don't know how to make use of it. Squishy over the last defender. Justin looking to apply more pressure. And NRG are wasting time. 120 seconds remaining. What else do FURIA have in the tank?
Squishy was forced up early, and Yan can't commit on the double, or can't convert the double. FURIA, again, stuffed on offense. Only 2 shots. Card, that's a good catch on the reset, but what are you supposed to do? Justin literally he stole it from you. Like, he put all of his points into stealth, and then he could roll a 1 and still steal that ball from you. Like, Justin, no one's stopping him there. FURIA, even when they get down here, Yan, 2 touches, a couple of chain dashes, but nothing productive in front of the box. He gets a little chip, but they don't have control of the ball. Man. Card just kicks it away. What's he supposed to do? He's got to buy time for his team to get back. And Garrett keeps it close again. Garrett has just been destroying FURIA, baiting them in on almost every single challenge, and they're biting every time. Garrett owns FURIA right now.
You can't underestimate FURIA, though, at this moment, Jory. I'm not going to lie. They've been building momentum in this game. They haven't been able to break through yet, and we've been singing the praises of NRG, but it does feel like things are slowly going in favor of FURIA. You think 1 goal is all it's going to take to break the drought, but Garrett G still has them downloaded.
I told you, Garrett, God knows what's up. Almost got the dunk. Yans couldn't get it done. Squishy trying to push it back across, lost. He finds himself, but Justin wants to put him back in the lost and found bin. Not going to do it. 30 seconds left for FURIA. Otherwise, they're going to be put on match point. Quite potentially our 3rd sweep in a row, but another pass.
That might be it.
Yeah, denied by Justin. Lost. Has to come up again. Off the ceiling. FURIA a little slow on this catch. Card working his way. He's got
Squishy didn't get the boost.
Justin coming in behind him. Card, nothing. Here's Lost. That's way too light. Not gonna get it done. Yan has to create a miracle. That's another push, but Garrett G there once more for NRG. Lost in the air at 0 seconds. Back to Yan. Card playing close. Yan got the pop, but there's Garrett gone. One more to go for NRG, and they'll just might sweep their way into the top 4.
Every single time, FURIA look like they're developing a play. They have an opportunity in front of them. They're about to grab onto it. It's Garrett G emerging from the ashes. And he absolutely destroys them. What is happening, Jordan?
Look, FURIA, the lights have been getting dimmer and dimmer as the match has gone.
Why do we not have any lights on? What is happening?
I can't even see Lost. I can't even see Lost.
This is
He's
so
lost.
sad. I don't understand.
What's up, Card?
How could you have good? Look, hey, compare the
Card's
vibes.
a great guy.
Compare the vibes, Jorby. You've got Justin on the other
Vibes?
side, who's just
Wait,
vibing.
let's go to Justin Cam. Let's go to Justin Cam. Let's figure out how vibes are.
Is Justin even vibing right now? That's the question. This is ridiculous. It's polar opposite. It's one team sitting in the dark, trying to figure out how to get past Garrett. And on the other side, you've got listening to music, having a great time, feeling themselves, no pressure on their shoulders whatsoever. The mentality's clashing in the series.
You know, FURIA, timeout at this juncture rarely works out for a team. And they've had zero presence on offense. NRG have been in lockstep with them.
Did they have zero presence on offense? I don't think they had zero.
I don't know, bro.
Listen.
I don't know. This is the plot armor. This is literally NRG plot armor.
How is this zero
Look at
presence
the
on
mobile
offense?
high performance replay, and you tell me.
How is that zero presence? You tell me how that's zero
They had
presence, Jorby.
3 shots the whole game, Turtle.
FURIA were
They had
like
3 shots,
living
bro.
in the half of NRG.
FURIA they were in the dead zone. Like 5G coverage, no, there was none. No 4G, no 3G, no 1G, no G, like GG's, Turtle. 3-0 NRG right now. Look at Justin, the light is back. Remember when Justin, in his dark days, when he was in a dark room? Yeah, things are changing for him. Squishy, oh, look at him. You see that smile? You see that smile? You see him look at the camera, NRG fans? That's him looking at you, be like, yeah, you guys know.
You guys doubted us.
You guys already know.
You guys were plotting on our downfall, but we are coming back better than ever. And it's all thanks to this man right here, in my opinion. You know, Squishy's been fantastic on the goal line. Justin, of course, filling in nicely. But Garrett G, anytime FURIA have looked threatening, he is winning a challenge or reading the play so well to find that interception, Jorby.
One more game for NRG to get top 4. Tie with FURIA in season points. World Championship hanging in the balance. Granted, a long way to go before we get there still, but every single series matters, especially in double elimination. And this is both of these teams' best chance with Complexity, with Gen G, with G2 all out of the tournament. This is the best chance you're gonna get if you're a 5 through 9th ranked team. For both of these teams, they have to know what's on the line. But you know, Subi talked about it at the very start, and Justin lets them know at the start. You ain't getting by me. I'm gonna dunk you. 1-0 NRG.
And we got patience from Card, but Justin called his bluff. He knew that Card was gonna rotate to the opposite side of the ball. Justin dives in, wins the 50, gets a dunk as well, and the first goal. It looks like nothing can stop this NRG squad from continuing their run.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna need a James Bot cam on the side or something.
We need a heart rate monitor for James Bot right now. This is
how's he feeling right now?
I mean,
man.
I'm sure he's dancing around his room, but it's not over yet, all right? It's not over yet. We still got plenty of time for FURIA to get back into this series. And I'm not an NRG hater, but my goodness, there's been so many chances, so many opportunities out of FURIA. I feel like they're right there. They can taste it, Jorby. They just need to end this drought.
I mean, they can get downfield, but they can't shoot the ball.
Well, look at this.
When they do,
look at movements like this.
Look at King. Look at the King go.
Yeah.
Look at King Card go. Put the crown on his head.
What were you saying, Jorby, about movement down the
tell
field?
me, Turtle.
Because look at Card go. Flip reset over the goalkeeper. FURIA not out yet.
That was a disgusting goal.
That was.
Usually Yan's the guy doing that, but Yan has been shut down for most of the day. And Card, he's the only guy hitting stuff like that. Now
King
Lost,
Card.
good delay. Back over to Yan, a little bouncer. And FURIA needed a tying goal because NRG have just been holding on to leads like they were born to do it. And
whoa.
for a large portion of their existence as a team, felt like they were born to do it.
And that's got to give a lot of confidence back into not only Card, but hopefully the entirety of FURIA. They get that goal, tie things up quickly. And Justin's looking for a bump. Lost called it out and leaves Garrett G alone on defense to make something out of nothing. And he does just that, leading Justin into this clear. And bang, it goes all the way down the other side.
Yeah, trying to slow that down. Red Garrett's read, or Red Garrett's attempt at a challenge. Well, a little bit of a miscomm there. Yan thought pass, Card thought demo. And they ended up getting nothing. Justin trying to slow it down, but Card sniped the ball from the corner, and I did not expect this to go in.
And this was an awkward bounce from Justin. He was in the corner. He thought it was just going to roll up, but it actually popped all the way out. Card realized Justin's out of position and didn't make the read and says, hello, thank you very much. I'll take the second goal. Card making it 2-1.
You'll take whatever goal you can get. It's another good kickoff for FURIA, and Card behind the ball again. Garrett's the conductor for NRG.
Well, it's back to
I'm sure
Card.
FURIA would be happy to see Card take that role for them in this series. And trying to push it out. Does eventually find a way out. Card actually gets a long return. All just kind of breaks down, doesn't it? Second man on FURIA. Doesn't really matter who it is, whether it's Lost, Yan, or Card. They've had a tendency to leave the play. Trying to get back, maybe respond to whatever NRG are doing. A lot of that second man confidence feels like it just really depends on what's happening in the match, whether or not you decide to turn tail or try to force and take a risk on the challenge.
I mean, I just think it's just such an opposite matchup for FURIA than what they were playing against NRG, or excuse me, Space Station Gaming. It was so fast-paced in that series. You always had to be up for the challenge. There was barely any opportunities or space in the midfield, but this is not the case for FURIA. I mean, just look at this here from Yan, if he can get this over to Lost, but instead finds Garrett G with a good interception. And now here comes that space for Lost. This is what I'm talking about. All of this given up to FURIA, but they haven't been able to do much with it. And that's another opportunity come and gone for FURIA that they're gonna want back.
And Lost trying to mix up his aerial game. The last two attempts he's had, he's gone for the fake reset. And he's been able to get one defender each time, but it's that follow-up that continues to lack. All that being said, FURIA do have the lead.
Here comes Squishy.
But NRG have taken the ball back for the last 30 seconds or so. Still commanding the pace of the game. Garrett getting in front of the rest of NRG a little far back. Squishy just going for the head of Card. He got him. Lost, hard hit, but Justin cuts him off. FURIA, they don't have to push the bill too hard here. Insurance is always a good thing, but knowing their tendencies, knowing their tendencies to take risks, doing that now against an NRG squad that has been rock solid on the fundamentals, and be careful. As Justin kicks it up high, back over to Squishy, who gets a free touch, back to Justin low. Lost doesn't jump at the first one, but Justin gets a free pass, and where it looked like a development for NRG, it's really just FURIA getting a quick clear out.
FURIA have to tighten up their vision as we now have the final 15 seconds. As long as they're reading the play well and knowing when NRG are going to take that risk, because they've got to throw everything at the defense of FURIA right now. 5 seconds remaining. Garrett looking for a bump. Squishy here almost got the shot, but the speed out of FURIA and that defense comes out clutch. And this ball looks like it's going to hit the ground so long as Lost can squeeze it, and he does.
FURIA do not get swept out of the tournament. They will survive for at least one more game, the timeout affording them at least one game win. And a couple more shots on net. Yan and Card going to change their car again. They do that a lot. Even when they're winning, they do that. And I think it's because they got sick of me saying that their mental is in the trough. They're like, no, we just change our car every game. So fair enough. Now I can't tell.
They like their decals, man. Let them enjoy it. And even as we look at this Mobile 1 High Performance replay, the start was immaculate out of NRG. I'm looking at Justin calling out the bluff and knowing that he needed to push forward, but as that game progressed, I felt like NRG just got way too passive, and then NRG, Justin, started misreading the bounces a little bit. That third man spot for the team in blue felt slightly off, and I think Furia were able to take advantage, Jorby.
I mean, on the other side, I thought Lost looked a little better that time.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything crazy, but actually started winning some of his 1v1 battles, and that was something that it was a definite struggle for him in these first 3 games. But game number 4 went a little different. It's a long journey as we head through Deadeye Canyon Oasis for Furia. Can they force game number 6? NRG knocking at the door of top 4. They let Furia hang around. Can they end this one? Justin started it off with a bang, but they couldn't hang on to that. We're underway.
The mental game is huge here for Furia if they're going to pull off this best-of-7 reverse sweep. It's already been a long series for them. They've had their ups and downs, and mostly downs right now. They're trying to build some forward momentum for this team, but this game has started out just like every other game with NRG building out on the offensive half and looking to establish dominance right away.
Garrett must have bought a coaching pack from Zen or Farah, one of the two, over the weekend, and just, you know what, I need to get more mechanical. I mean, Garrett's always had solid mechanics. Not trying to say anything else with that, but I don't know, this match and this day in particular, Garrett has just been on something else.
It's the vision for me out of Garrett, and his ability to read where he needs to put his car in between these Furia members has been huge. And then you mix that in with the mechanics that he's providing now for his team. Look at that, the fake against Lost. He also sees Justin on the other side. So important in this rotation for NRG.
That was a smart fake challenge, though, from Furia. You forced Justin to give up that ball. Now you've opened up a seam. Get in the way, and Lost can score. Furia on the board.
At the end, I think he sacrificed himself here in front of Squishy, who's rotating back to net, and it bumped Squishy off his line, who otherwise would have gotten that save. His car went flying forward and couldn't get a touch. Thank you very much, Jan, for the sacrifice.
Yeah, absolutely. But if Lost front flips into that goal or into that ball, Squishy still saves it. Like, Lost actually backflipped and got the changeup on the shot because he still came through the smoke too. It's like, and Lost has not been shooting well today. The fact that he had the right idea there, even through the smoke, knowing that Squishy was coming, still hitting that shot, that was good, but another save. NRG at the door once more. Back over to Garrett. Can't put it on target.
Quick redirects. Nice 1-2 passing out of NRG. It almost caught Furia with their pants down, but unfortunately for NRG, they're back on defense, dealing with Lost, dealing with a triple commit, and this actually could be a huge opportunity so long as they put an opportunity or shot on net, but Furia quick to rotate back in and turning in the midfield. Look at them go.
Ingenious touch here from Yan. Gets up quick. And back is Justin, waiting for the read. He sees Yan, he gets on the wall, and actually not a bad attempt there from Justin to try to recorrect, because it gets on the wall, anticipate Yan on the double, just defend as much of the net as possible. Yeah. Yan hitting him with that changeup absolutely threw him off his mark just slightly enough, and it was good placement as well. Yan, big brain move.
And you don't blame Justin for anticipating Yan looking for that double tap. I mean, it's Yan. Of course he's going to want that mechanical shot. But that just proves how much better Yan's vision is on the field. And his willingness to be selfless on this play and on this pitch to go for more passes. Lost, up in the air, flip reset. He's got 2 players to beat, and Garrett G has him red. Good block, but now they're down 2 goals, Jorby. We've got to see some more transitions out of NRG.
Now Furia now the one starting to, we're starting to lock them down on the midfield line. Garrett creating some space for himself. Over
double
a couple.
tap.
Now he found Justin. Justin, oh my God! The cannon shot of his life! Unbelievable shot, 129 kilometers per hour!
The Garrett G and Justin connection linking up once again, and it's Justin catapulting that ball all the way to the back of the net. There's no saving that with that power.
That pass from Garrett was immaculate.
Yeah.
Perfect catch from midfield.
And nobody expected double touch.
Oh, man. NRG, they're leveling up with each game. Squishy, back over to Justin. Even though they lost the last game, still, gotta love how they're looking overall.
I don't want to be negative here, okay, after what we just saw at Justin, but there was a huge miss. But he's still providing a lot more for his team, even if he's not coming up clutch in every shot. He can still be just as impactful. Garrett G not getting a read on that play, and Squishy there to bail him out.
I like how Furia pushing on offense. Where that second man was turning off the play and you weren't actually baiting NRG into a bad touch. The last few they actually have. Where Card came up on the last play as second man. He forced Squishy into a hard touch that gave it straight to Yan. It's a lot harder for NRG to hold on to this ball. But Furia also having the same difficulty despite the decent looks that they've had. And despite the lead, wait, lost. Demo's one out, ball just carried too fast to the right side.
Thought best touch from Justin. I think he wanted to control it. Garrett has to stretch hard for that touch. And they're still trailing by 1 goal. Garrett G.
I'm sorry, Tarlos, just that little...
Go for it.
I'm not going to geek out about a chain dash, but
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
And if he doesn't, even a chain dash right there, he just doesn't get that exact 50. I just like...
Oh, my.
Justin just gets there. I'm telling you, that they've hit that corner so many times today. It has to be frustrating. But kind of talking about this in the pre-show about Furia and what happened to them in the last regional. You know, that's over stability. Well, how about the game 6 stability here from Furia? Starting to rock NRG.
I'm not gonna lie, Jorby. I'm about to start sounding the alarms if you're NRG. I mean, 2 goals. There's some momentum for Furia. I'm not saying it's over, but Furia are getting control. They found a grip, certainly. They found a rhythm in this game on Oasis, and I don't want to say that NRG are getting a little flat, but I would start to get worried at this point. We still got a timeout. My question is, do we see a call for NRG?
Well, they probably won't call it till game 7. Typically, when we've seen the attempted reverse sweeps, you'll see that final timeout come right before Champions Field.
Is that the move, though? I don't think that's the move.
You think right now is the
I think now is when you call it. I think this is the moment where NRG need to take this win. I think we go to game 7. You've obviously got a mountain of momentum, and we do actually get a timeout for NRG. So in my opinion, this is the best call.
Big brain.
Big brain move here from NRG.
And a big brain call from you, Turtle.
Here we go.
It's almost like you've played this game professionally at some point.
No.
But, you know, NRG definitely having some struggles in terms of the same offensive output not being the same. I still think the structure is good. I still think the team looks good, but there's been a mistouch here, a mistouch there. Think back to game 5 when Card scored his second goal. It was off of a Justin misread. So NRG, they can't give Furia those little, I'm not even gonna call them half chances. Furia are able to punish those little mistakes. And NRG played a mistake-free Rocket League for 3 straight games. There's no reason they can't do it here in game 6. I keep saying game 6, or that one was game 6, it was game 5, all right? So just erase all the game 6s you've heard. We're going into game 6.
Get your numbers together, Jorby. And for
numbers are for noobs.
This is a very, very interesting series. I am really enjoying this because it's forced Furia to adapt more to open space, and it seems like they're starting to get a grip more of how to throw themselves into that open space and to break down NRG's defense, what they needed. And Lost was doing a lot of the heavy lifting in this game. I mean, look at him starting that off. He found the pass over to Yan, and Yan with the vision to get it back into Lost. And I think previously they would have just gone for a backboard mechanical double tap, but they've been forced to slow themselves down in this play, in this game, and in this whole series. And now the question is, okay, NRG, what do you do? The slow passive approach was not working, or it was working, excuse me, at the beginning of the series, but Furia have figured it out. They've re-downloaded the game. Their playstyle has changed. Everything is in the court and in the half, excuse me, of NRG and how they're going to handle this.
I think you hit a good point with Furia having to mix it up a little bit more, because in these high pressure games, in previous games, and even in the Space Station series earlier today, when they're uncomfortable, they just go into air dribble bump mode. It's like, okay, everyone solo play your turn, solo play your turn, and see if they can finally break through. But you didn't see much of that in this attempt. I mean, yeah, there's a good healthy bit of it. It's Furia. They're gonna go for that kind of stuff, but using each other as a team, picking their battles a little more smartly.
Yeah.
They're watching out for Garrett a little bit more and not letting him just get those free challenges.
And just demoing him out the way. Lost bumped him, and then Lost got a demo and then bumped him afterwards, and all three players of NRG are out of position. There's more space to Card. And this is what I'm talking about, the decision right there. Card didn't know what to do with it, gave it right back to Garrett G, and that's reminiscent of the first few games, so we're seeing opportunities now for NRG as a result. Those quick decisions for FURIA when they're presented with open field. What do they do with it? Off the backboard, Garrett can't get the shot, but they've got more pressure.
There's that aggressive posture from NRG, but they had to pull off. And the move right into Justin. Trying to read Yan. He does. But the follow-up not going to be forthcoming here from NRG. Garrett. And then Lost can't hold on to the ball, so Garrett takes it. Card swipes it out from underneath him, but Yan gets frozen. Squishy, no pass. Lost probably fortunate that he didn't touch that ball. Garrett was lying in wait on the other side. Squishy was sitting back on the midfield line. I don't know if he intended to miss that one, but it looked like he just whiffed. That's a great demo there from Lost onto Justin, who was waiting for that pass from Garrett.
Yeah, and that was also a moment where Garrett made the right call in the corner. So potentially a more aggressive game in game number 6. Card through the backboard. Lovely possession to keep it to himself and also get the dunk, but that's very opportunistic for Garrett G. Sees the 50-50 go their way and can snipe it.
This is the anxiety from third man. You're looking at Lost. Why is he coming out of net there? You have your second man. Yan, he's sitting in the corner. No reason for Lost to pull out of the net on that play. Has to let the play develop in front of him. He waits for that play to come in. He gets an easy clear. Instead, he's getting anxious, trying to move forward, trying to be the faster player. And he ends up getting burned for it. NRG will punish you every time for it. Lost, able to get that first 50, but NRG start off with a big first goal where the offense was struggling and the lead goes away just like that. Card picks up the tying goal.
And you talked about anxiety as that last man back. Garrett G gets a touch here, and 2 members from NRG are all the way back. You just need more time wasted from Garrett, and Squishy and Justin have got to get themselves sorted. That's a free one that you've given right back into the hands of FURIA.
Card, one touch. We'll try to swing across to prevent a clear. Squishy only 17 as he left for it. Tried to stretch. That was a tough one to grab. Justin getting one touch. Lost. Big clear. Just has to get that 50 against Garrett. He did. Card speedy up to the air. Off the ceiling.
Justin
Good landing. Tried to block the clear. I don't think Card was ever thinking shot there. I think he knew Justin was going to get the clear and wanted to dunk him, but Justin didn't make contact. So the old whifty comes to bite both players. Now Yan, no boost, nothing he can do.
There's a lot of respect given to Justin in that play, assuming he's going to get a touch, and I think Justin also anticipated a better shot coming through. And both of them just not understanding exactly what the other team is trying to do. The unpredictability is ever so present in this game. Really good touch, but an even better read from Garrett G. We're seeing NRG start to build some more pressure, but what else do they have in the vault and in their arsenal to throw at FURIA's defense to break through the armor? It could be Justin with this solo play.
This is a big proving game for FURIA. Can you actually withstand the pressure?
Oh,
or
man.
will you get crushed under the weight of Garrett G?
We got Justin getting a bump, Squishy comes through, and Garrett G can finish it off. All 3 of them involved, and I think Squishy also got another demo coming into that pass across. So much work getting put in from NRG.
FURIA on their last life here. Justin gets kicked out of the play. NRG trying to end it before FURIA can take it the distance. Yan launched from the backboard. He got it up high. Back to the king on the reset. Forced 2 to commit. You can understand why with the force that Card sent towards the net. And now Card having to move the ball downfield. He's cut off by Garrett G. A little space here for FURIA.
Now FURIA
looking to move. Oh, he got the dunk. And Yan tried to get it on Garrett, but no dice.
FURIA's back against the wall, trailing by a goal. This is the lower bracket. There's no second chances after this. They've got to put one in and find their way through. Otherwise, they've got to say goodbye to this tournament. Squishy looking to carry it out by himself, can't find it. But all the pressure mounting for FURIA.
Yan doesn't get the touch he wants, but he still makes the neutral 50 happen. Card tried to square it up, lost last man back. Moving around, Squishy couldn't get the demo. Lost another 50 off of Justin. Furia hunting for it, but Squishy won't let him in. Here comes another one off for Yan. Yan lets it drop. Garrett pushes it out. Lost.
Squishy's alone.
He's got one to beat it, Squishy, but Justin's coming in to support. Lost. And Card, they can't get it done. He's hopping. He's moving like a rabbit, but NRG are like a pack of wolves. They've got their meal. They want it. They've got their teeth around their food, and they want to clench down and eat it. They got 20 seconds until it's feeding time. Justin drops it back down. Garrett has to wait for it. Justin, more time, lost, up high. Garrett got the catch. NRG still holding the line. Card can't get there. Garrett G lost the ball. Squishy forced up to the air. No time left now for Furia.
5 seconds.
A little space. Here comes Lost.
on
Forced the
target.
double commit. Card is so far off the ball. He gets the challenge, but it touches the ground.